How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be going over my characters from movies, TV shows, and pretty much all forms of media that I'd love to see be made into Halloween props, aka licensed props. And that's basically what licensed props are. Characters that are licensed out from movies and television shows to be made into Halloween props. For example, Pennywise from Crazy Create, obviously Pennywise the character, was licensed out to Crazy Create to be made as a prop. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be going over in this video. So a whole bunch of different properties I will be going over that I would love to see being made into props. Some of them have already had props. For example, Ghostface will be in another one in this video, which explain why I want him to be made again later in this video when I get to him. But I guess without any more hesitation, let's jump right into it. So the first characters I would love to see be turned into Halloween props are the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, it is just astounding that we haven't really seen any licensed characters from this movie yet. Of course, there are similar looking clowns by professional prop companies. I'm pretty sure in particular, Poison Props has definitely made a few props that look very similar to the clowns from this movie, but we really haven't seen anything official or like home grade props, not professional. But I think they would make for perfect props. Now, there is such a wide variety of clowns. I'm not saying they should make one for every design, but I think they should find one design that works awesome. In particular, I would love to see a Shorty prop. That's the little clown with the boxing gloves. You're seeing his face on the screen right now. I think he would make for a fantastic prop and definitely be a good seller. He has his little boxing gloves. Maybe he could like punch around for his animation and do a few other things. Another clown that I think would work great as a licensed prop is the popcorn clowns. Now, these clowns come from the popcorn guns that are shot out in the movie. I'm not going to spoil too much, but these are basically the clowns that shoot out of the popcorn, and the picture you're seeing right now could be great. It could be a fantastic jump scare prop. It could start in its little popcorn bucket and then shoot out to surprise somebody, and I think it would make for a fantastic jump scare and a really, really cool prop. The next franchise I would love to see some licensed props for is Saw. Now, when you think of Saw, you're probably thinking I'm gonna say Billy or some dude in a pig mask, but no, I want to see someone trying to escape a reverse bear trap as a prop. Now, hear me out on this one, because I think this one has major potential, and it would be a no-brainer for companies to make. So the prop starts off with a dude struggling. Maybe it could be Amanda Young, who is actually in the reverse bear trap in the movie, or some just random person, since it will end with them dying. Even though Amanda doesn't die, she escapes from the reverse bear trap. So the dude is struggling, trying to get it off, like he's shaking about with it on, and then the timer goes off. You hear like a little ding sound, like the timer going off, and it will rip open just like that final death scene in Saw 7. Now, I'm not going to show that here because it's very gory, probably get this video demonetized, and I don't want to spoil who dies at the very end in case you haven't seen the Saw movies, because you really need to watch all of them, and you don't want to have this story spoiled, since there are some major twists and turns, and it is best to be experienced firsthand, and I highly recommend watching this franchise if you haven't already. Now, I think this would be an amazing prop. The splitting open effect can just be done with like latex, like just bunched up, and when the reverse bear trap finally snaps open, it will make it look like the whole face is being ripped off, even though the reverse bear trap is only just pulling up the tucked in latex. You'll probably know what I mean if when I show this image of the reverse bear trap open, it'll just be opened up like there's some like that makes it look like that effect in Saw 7. Now, this could be so good, so cool, and I would love to see this be made in real life, even though the chances of that happening are probably very low. But it would just be such an incredible effect to see for a Halloween prop, and just a really cool idea in general, and super gory, super scary, and I think a lot of people would like it if you're fans of the Saw franchise. Five Nights at Freddy's. I bet you didn't expect that. Only thought we were talking about movies here? Hey, there could be horror video games too. So the next series or franchise I would love to have licensed props for is, of course, FNAF. Now, there are so many opportunities when it comes to FNAF for Halloween prop tie-ins. It must be impossible to choose one. Well, I actually have one in mind that would work perfectly. But before we get to that, let me just say that FNAF is perfect to have Halloween props for. Of course, we have had that little 3-foot Freddy from Morbid Enterprises, which was just completely awful, and I don't know why anyone liked that thing. It looked nothing like Freddy, and it just looked so ridiculous, so stupid. And why was it 3 feet tall? But anyways, that thing was trash and never should have been made. They should have gotten a much better company to make Halloween props for them. But with FNAF, there are so many opportunities. There's so many different animatronic characters to choose from. All of them are so creepy. There's some in particular that are a lot scarier than the rest. But if there's one in particular that I'd choose, even though Foxy is my favorite of all time, I think I have to go with Withered Freddy from FNAF 2. I think this would work perfectly for a Halloween prop. It's very creepy. It obviously represents the game since it is the mascot, and it is also my favorite version of Freddy, so that's why I'm choosing him. I think the animation could be simple here. Maybe just side-to-side animation with head movement and mouth movement, and maybe use a unique module for a lot of the stuff here since it is replicating an actual animatronic. I would love to see Withered Freddy. They could do so much with this franchise, but if there was ever a FNAF character made, I would definitely have to choose Withered Freddy. And especially with the new movie coming up, it should have been filming for a while now. They probably got a lot of filming done. I mean, I don't even know if they started yet since there was no cast leaks or anything like that, but I am absolutely excited to see that movie whenever it comes out, or if it ever comes out, since it's been almost 5 years or 6 years maybe since it's been announced. But the FNAF movie isn't another thing for another day. But I think Withered Freddy would be a perfect Halloween prop, and I think a lot of people could agree with me here that Withered Freddy would be the right choice to have as a Halloween prop tie-in, since it obviously represents the series being the main character, and it's my favorite version of Freddy. And of course, as promised in the beginning of the video, Scream. In particular, another Ghostface animatronic. Now, of course, Jemmy will never be able to reproduce the original Ghostface they made, of course, being from 2009, I'm pretty sure. Just an incredible, legendary prop, one of my favorites of all time, and definitely my favorite licensed prop to date. I definitely think that if another company takes their hand at making a Ghostface prop, they could maybe make it better. Now, that's saying a lot, but I think there's a lot of improvements that can be made over the original. Now, the animation is really good, but I think there could be even more on the newer version if another company decides to make it, and take out those lights in the eyes. I mean, those just kind of look stupid, and it looks way better without them. Of course, you are able to turn them off on the prop if you want to, but I just think getting rid of them entirely would be a lot better and a lot nicer for the prop. More animation, again, I think that could be probably the biggest improvement to be made. More phrases as well. There's a lot of good phrases on the original, of course, but more phrases would be awesome to see, and of course here. Overall, I just love Ghostface, and I think another prop would just be incredible to see. Now, for the next franchise, I'm honestly surprised we really haven't seen any props from yet, but of course that franchise being is The Thing. Now, there are so many opportunities when it comes to The Thing, with The Thing being a shapeshifter, but the one form I think he takes on that would work best for a Halloween prop is the head spider. Now, of course, like the thing you're looking at right now, this is a replica made not really by a Halloween prop company, but of course there have been replicas of this made for prop collectors, but I think an animated version of this would be incredible to see. They could do so much with it. They could have the spider legs move, or they could have the eyes on the top of his head move as well. I think there are so many opportunities for an animated prop of this that would look so scary, and a lot of people would probably like it since The Thing is a very popular movie, and I definitely think a lot of people will enjoy this one if it is ever made. Now, I definitely think that in the future there are a ton of opportunities to have a Thing prop be made, and honestly, we're just waiting to see it. There are, of course, a big opportunity to see things from The Thing, and I really hope that comes sooner than later, because I'm kind of dying to see some props from this movie. And now, finally, The Shining. And honestly, I am so surprised and just baffled that there has not been a prop from this movie yet. It has to be one of the most famous and most influential horror movies in general of all time. and the fact that it has not seen a life-size prop from this movie officially licensed baffles me. Now, I think there has been one or two tabletops from this movie before. I forget where they were sold. I'm pretty sure at Walgreens there was one a few years back, a little Jack Torrance tabletop, which honestly is pretty stupid, but it's still something from the movie. But the fact that we have not seen anything from Spirit or just a life-size prop from this movie in general is just baffling. I don't understand how this has not happened yet. Of course, we had Double Trouble from Spirit Halloween, which was a clear ripoff of the Grady twins, but it's nothing compared to an officially licensed prop. So what I want to see from The Shining is a life-size Jack Torrance prop, and I think this would be absolutely incredible. Him holding the axe, just moving side to side, would just be enough for me to instantly buy it. The Shining is my favorite movie of all time, and seeing a prop from it would just be so amazing. Another thing I think they could do, a Jack Torrance door knocker. And how have companies not thought of this yet? It would work perfectly, because he could say, here's Johnny, you hang him up on a door, and it'd make perfect sense. I would die to see something like this, and I've had this idea for a while, so I'm finally happy to be sharing in this video. But a Jack Torrance door knocker and a Jack Torrance life-size animated figure would be amazing to see from any company. At this point, I'll take it from Jemmy, from all things, but of course I would want a better company making Shining props, but we just need to see props from The Shining. Well, everyone, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to tell me which licensed props you would love to see and if you agreed with any of mine. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the merch in the description below. And I guess that's pretty much it for this video. So, as always, this is Pixelate Pumpkin, signing out.